Hello Accounting A students. This is a video presentation on writing business reports. In your final exam in accounting, you will be asked to write a business report. This video will show you how. Business reports are used by accountants and business owners to communicate financial information to stakeholders for decision making. So, what financial information is communicated? Well, stakeholders might need to know about the assets, liabilities, owner's equity, revenue, and expenses of the business. So, what is a stakeholder? A stakeholder is anybody who has an interest in the business. Internal stakeholders are inside the business and include employees, managers, and owners. External stakeholders are outside the business and include suppliers, government, creditors, shareholders, and customers. So why do stakeholders need to read business reports? Let's take the example of a creditor. A creditor might read a business report to find out more information about the business's assets and liabilities and decide whether the business will be able to pay back debts on time. Now, in the business world, a report can include graphs, diagrams, and illustrations. For example, Coca-Cola might include this graph to show a comparison of their sales against Pepsi, or this diagram to show their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. In Accounting A, we will keep things simple. You are not required to include graphs and diagrams. This is what a business report question generally looks like in Accounting A. You can see these in your study guide. This question says, using the guidelines on the last page of the study guide, you are to write a business report on the accounting equation. The report must include the following. You can now see 3 questions. Each question has a directive term. Outline the purpose of the accounting equation, describe the main elements of the equation, and explain the relationship between the accounting equation and double entry accounting. Now please note that every question in Accounting A is different. This is not the question on the final exam. This is a model answer to help you with future report writing. So let's look at a business report step by step. At the top of a business report is the title. A title is a heading based on what the report is about. For example, titles might be The Trial Balance in Accounting, or Double Entry Accounting, or The Accounting Equation and Double Entry Accounting, or Posting to the Ledger and Cross-Referencing. Our report for this question is the accounting equation. Next, we need to write an introduction. An introduction provides an overview of the purpose of the report and what it contains. It could also be called an executive summary or overview. In Accounting A, we will call it an introduction. An introduction looks a little bit like this. You'll notice that the first sentence is just a summary of what the report is about. The accounting equation is as follows: assets is equal to liabilities and owner's equity. Next, the introduction tells the reader what will be contained in the report. This report will outline the purpose of the accounting equation, which is question 1, describe the main elements of the equation, question 2, and then outline the relationship between the accounting equation and double entry accounting. Finally, a conclusion will be drawn. As you can see, the introduction doesn't have to be long. The next step in our business report is to write a body. The body is the main information of the report and uses headings and subheadings. It can also use dot points and numbering. Here you will see 3 paragraphs with subheadings. Paragraph 1 answers question 1. Question 1 said outline the purpose of the accounting equation. We turn the question into a subheading. Our subheading is the purpose of the accounting equation. Then the student simply answers the question. You can see question 2. Question 2 is describe the main elements of the equation. We turn the question into a subheading. The subheading is main elements of the accounting equation, and then the student answers the question. Paragraph 3 is question 3. The question 3 is explain the relationship between the accounting equation and double entry accounting. We turn the question into a subheading, the relationship between the accounting equation and double entry accounting, and then the student answers the question. Between each paragraph, the student will leave a line blank. Once the body is completed, the student will write a conclusion. A conclusion states the major inferences that can be drawn from the report. In other words, it summarizes the major points from the report. Let's have a look at this conclusion. It has a subheading, and the subheading is simply conclusion. It can be concluded that the accounting equation is critical for the business owner to understand what the business owns, its assets, equals what it owes to both external parties' liabilities and owner's equity. Further, there is a relationship between the accounting equation and the concept of double entry accounting. When we put a business report together, it will look like this. In a business report, we don't use words like I will complete a business report. We use language such as this report will. Let's have a look at the structure. At the top of the page, we see the title, the accounting equation. We leave a line, and then the student has written the introduction. The student leaves a line and then starts with question 1. You can see the subheading, the purpose of the accounting equation, and the answer to question 1. Next is question 2. The student leaves the line, writes a subheading for question 2, and then answers the question, leaves a line, and then is ready for question 3. The subheading for question 3 is the relationship between the accounting equation and double entry accounting, and then the student has answered the question. The student leaves a line and then writes a conclusion. I hope this video presentation has helped you understand how to write a business report. There are many examples of business report questions in the study guide. You should try to practice a business report and submit one to your teacher so that you can improve your skills and prepare for your final examination. Good luck.